Joining me now is Dani Belo, Assistant Professor of International Relations at Webster University in St. Louis and a Fellow at the Norman Patterson School of International Affairs in Ottawa. Good morning. Thank you for being with us. How is this embarrassment playing out on the international stage?
Thank you very much for having me this morning. Well, when we're looking at this incident, let's call it, this is certainly impactful in the sense that Canada is now battling quite a few other tense situations, for example, with China, with India, which has recently developed. So this is certainly not a PR challenge that Canada should be encountering now. But in terms of the impact that it'll have on Canada's support for Ukraine, it is very unlikely to have any significant impact.
So we heard from Minister Jolie saying that she had been in touch with her Ukrainian counterparts, her Ukrainian colleagues. One can only imagine what that conversation, how it sounded. What do you imagine was said? Does Canada owe a larger apology, not just within the Jewish community here in this country, but beyond?
Certainly, Canada should recognize this incident as one of, to be quite unfortunate, as the Prime Minister said, and the Foreign Affairs Minister as well. This is something that Canada simply cannot afford in terms of its international reputation as a country that upholds democracy and other democratic values. And again, this incident should be responded to in a meaningful way. The question then becomes, will it have any significant impact on Canada's commitment to Ukraine? Very unlikely, but certainly this is something that should not happen again.
But Russia is going to use this. How is disinformation spread?
In terms of what Russia or other entities in international affairs that try to undermine Canada's legitimacy in terms of what it needs to do in its foreign policy, this is something that is very much a ripe environment for exploitation. In fact, this is interesting because in this particular incident, Canada's international adversaries don't need to even create a new narrative. They simply have to build on this one. And again, what the impact will be that they will try to delegitimize Canada's efforts in Ukraine, saying that Canada is potentially supporting an undemocratic regime or some other form to discredit Canada's efforts.
Dani Belo, thank you so much for being with us today.